The Gambia chapter of the African Network Against Extrajudicial Killings and Enforced Disappearances, Aneked, recently concluded a virtual training on the use of forensic sciences. Now, the 4-day mission was set against the need for a greater sensitization, awareness and training in relation to proper forensic investigations of human rights violations to ensure evidence preservation, among others. Now, the initiative is triggered by the revelation from the TRRC of some of the unlawful killings of civilians and the security personnel and gross human rights violations, among other issues. Let's see details of that in this report.
The 4-day mission was held from the 13th to the 16th of June 2023. It was held in partnership with the Ministry of Justice, the Argentine Forensic Anthropology Team, and the University of Chicago Law School Global Human Rights Clinic. It targets the possibility for scientific identification and return of remains to families, as well as the determination of cause, manner, and circumstances of death in situations relating to mass graves. During the peak of the TRRC sessions, the Commission in April 2019 embarked on a rigorous search as investigators fished out the skeletal remains of 7 people believed to be among the soldiers summarily executed by the notorious AFPRC junta in November 1994. In a press statement, Aneked said the remains of these persons have been in storage at the morgue at the Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital and have not been identified, leaving loved ones distraught and in a perpetual state of trauma. The mission conducted various activities which include bilateral meetings with key stakeholders, an assessment of the feasibility of conducting forensic investigations to assess the cost and expertise needed, to identify and conduct a full analysis of the remains recovered from Yundum Barracks in April 2019 by TRRC, and the possibility for the further exhumations or investigations should they be required. Other members engaged in the mission of possible forensic investigations include family members of the victims of the November 11, 1994, state prosecutors, lawyers, doctors, the Gambia police force, local forensic experts, the University of the Gambia professors and lecturers to identify capacity needs and gaps. Some family members said they need the remains of their loved ones for proper burial, while the police said capacity is their biggest challenge on the issue. A key concern identified during the assessment mission was the need to urgently coordinate antemortem interviews and take DNA samples from the close relatives of the November 11, 1994 victims, many of whom are elderly. Aneked believes that the mission will greatly increase the possibility of identification of the remains of those exhumed and the possibility for families to have closure and dignified burials. It is also hoped that the outcome of the mission will close the capacity gaps of the relevant actors in the search and identification of the missing, as well as inform strategies that will be used to kickstart the search and the identification of the remaining scores of victims of human rights violations identified by the TRRC that are still missing. Reporting for Eyeafrica News, I am Yahya Jammeh.